Nasa linya po natin mga kabomo si Mr. Kevin Bayer ng CEO, Chief Executive Officer ng Digital Defenders Cybersecurity Solutions na nakabase po sa bayan po ng Sual. At siya po ang isa sa mga nasa likod nitong technological breakthrough. Ika nga, kahapon nakapanayan po natin si Sir Ed, no, na isa sa mga nasa likod po nitong technology na ito. Patungkol pa rin sa COVID-19, paglaban po sa COVID-19 na pandemic na hanggang ngayon ay naranasan po ng ating bansang Pilipinas at maging sa buong mundo. At mapapasabak tayo sa pag-English ngayong umaga. Good morning, Sir Kevin. You're live on the air at Bombo Radio Dagupan.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you?
Good morning.
How are you, Sir Kevin?
Oh, I'm awesome. This is another great day here in the Philippines.
You're at Sual right now, Sir Kevin?
No, I'm in Seoul. I have a house in Seoul.
You're at Sual. And,
Are you? No. Do you understand?
yes, just call me Bombo Bobs. I'm Bombo Bobs, the anchor of this program, Sir Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. At I understand you're one of the people, IT experts behind this so-called technological, I call it technological breakthrough in the fight or campaign against this COVID-19 pandemic. Can you explain to our viewers and listeners, by the way, you're being viewed all over the world through our Facebook Live, Sir Kevin?
Oh, okay. I won't pick my nose. We actually have two apps right now. For Filipinos, they access the internet via their phones. So the best way of getting them information is via the phone, their smartphone. We have two apps. One app doesn't require any personal information, but talks phone to phone and tells you when there's someone who is infected around you, someone who is under monitor or under investigation. Your phone can tell you and help you with social distancing, and which is really going to help because it does contact tracing. The other app that we developed is one in which we're in with Johns Hopkins University, which developed a worldwide map of all the COVID-19 cases around the world. Now you can, drill down to the actual province if you want here, but if you're going to travel to Hong Kong, or if you're going to travel to Japan, or you're going to travel to the U.S., we have an app that'll tell you what to expect when you get there. So the technology is only here to help offset the awesome DOH people. And I want to give a shout out to Dr. De Guzman here in Pangasinan. She has done an awesome job. She's with the governor. She's done a great job of containing this thing and making sure that people are treated humanely, that they get the information. And actually, do you mind if I give some information about how great the Philippines is doing?
Yes, Sir Kevin. Yes, go ahead, sir. Which country or what country or what area, which area in the Philippines are using this technology right now?
Right now, we're trying to get to Gupan, but we're going to start a campaign and send information to all governors. Nobody's using it right now. This is all brand new. There's some Philippine companies that are developing applications as well. They haven't come online yet, but they seem to be very promising. But what I wanted to point out to Filipinos, there's approximately 100 million people in this country. There's only 700 deaths.
Yes, sir.
The last time I checked, there was a little less than 700 deaths and 106 million people in this country.
Yes, sir, Kevin, as I've said before.
In the U.S.
Yes, sir. Yesterday I interviewed Sir Ed about this technology, and I said to him that this technological breakthrough is a potential billion-dollar opportunity for you. Why are you giving it for free to Filipinos, and while you can sell it to the highest bidders, especially Malacanang, the government, the Department of Health, etc.?
No, Filipinos need this right now. Filipinos need this to come out of this quarantine and feel safe for themselves and their family. This is not about making money. This is about helping Filipinos. This is about helping Filipinos when they go around the world. We are in contact with people from Singapore, from Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, some great minds. And there's no, yes, we could make a lot of money, but that would take a lot of time, and Filipinos would have the advantage of this technology. So right now we're giving it away.
Yes, Sir Kevin, is this technology absolutely foolproof in terms of accuracy, etc.?
Well, the technology that we're using, and it's the one technology, if you get on a jeepney and one of those people has been identified as a person under investigation, we actually use two types of technology. And we're the only people, actually this is the Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. It's their invention. They use high frequency to determine the distance between you and that person, and uses Bluetooth to identify the person. The only drawback is that it doesn't go to the governor or to the government. No information is between you and the other person, or you and the people around you. The other apps that Filipinos are working on, Spring Valley is the company. Jonathan is working on it with his team. Is looking very promising, and we're hoping they can come online here soon. But the technology, no technology is foolproof. However, you're going to have a lot better idea of what's going on around you using these applications in a phone that you're going to be carrying with you anyway.
Yes, Sir Kevin. It's just like anybody and everybody can just download this NOVID app in their cell phones, just like that, Sir Kevin?
Well, it has to be a smartphone. It can't be a 1960s phone, but yeah, as long as it's a smartphone, they'll be able to download it. They don't put any personal information in it. The phone will take care of all the information. It's free. The more people that download this and use it, the better for everybody, because it talks to all the other phones that have the app.
Yes, Sir Kevin, you know, the hardest part, and maybe this is the hardest part in the campaign versus the COVID-19 pandemic, is the aspect of contact tracing. Not everybody who contacted this disease remembers exactly how many people he dealt with. And this is the problem, because the contact tracing, and once you are affected or infected with this disease, everybody, people who were with you should be contacted. But the authorities cannot do everything, cannot contact everybody who that person who was infected dealt with. So this is the ultimate solution to the problem, Sir Kevin. Is it not?
This augments the DOH. This augments and helps them identify people, identify the general public. Instead of sending people out and trying to find out and doing interviews, it might be simpler knowing where you've been, and your phone is going to be able to know who you've been around, all the people with that app. Remember, all the phones talk to each other. So if they identify a person that you were on a jeepney with, and that person tests positive, it's going to be able to notify you that yesterday you were in contact with a person that tested positive. You can then go to the health officials, and remember, this is to help the health officials. They're the professionals. They're the ones who know how to deal with this. They're just using technology to be able to identify those people that if you self-report that you tested positive, it's going to send out warnings to everybody that you've been around that also has the same app. Hey, Kevin tested positive. Go get yourself checked. And you're going to be a person under investigation, a person under monitoring. It then goes into the hands of the health officials who are going to be able to deal with this. The app is just to augment and to help, because the DOH is becoming overwhelmed trying to track down every person that every other person came in contact with. This will be able to help.
Have you presented this NOVID app to the authorities, especially the Department of Health, the IATF, or Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases? Because if you remember, the IATF recommended that the non-disclosure or confidentiality of the personal information of a COVID-19 patient should at all times be protected. But he recommended that personal information of people infected with the COVID-19 should be disclosed because precisely of the difficulty in the contact tracing the people who a positive COVID-19 patient dealt with, Sir Kevin.
First of all, when you deal with the government, nothing happens quickly. And IATF has already chosen an app to use. It's called Stay Safe, I believe. And we were told the other day that it's going to be several more months before they're going to deploy an app for your phone. So, yes, they're working on it. They've decided what the app is going to be, what it's going to look like, and they're developing it. But commercial and business seems to do it much faster and still fall within the guidelines. Digital defenders, we do cybersecurity. We're big guys, and we also do data privacy. We're connected with the National Privacy Commission. So although they're working on it, it's going to be several more months, according to them, before they can deploy this and start training people. The app that we're talking about now was developed by scientists, health officials, and actually a mathematician who has a big relational database, and this is going to be deployed around the world. But this could be used today in the Philippines.
According to Sir Ed, in my interview yesterday, this technology was somewhat discovered in part by a mathematician. So what does mathematics in relation to information technology have something to do with this NOVID application, Sir Kevin? Is it,
And when we say theoretical, that means
is it about mathematical formulas and all that, Sir Kevin?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's the back end of this is very complicated, and there's people at a university, a big university in the U.S., that are taking care of all of that. We take care of the front end, which is your phone, and then that phone feeds other phones and feeds their network. And they do all the computations, all the mathematical formulas, all of those things.
After this COVID or NOVID application, are you still researching? Do you continue researching, discovering whatever technology that can help in this fight against the pandemic, Sir Kevin?
Oh, absolutely. There's some really very smart Filipinos that are developing an app right now called Clear, that several cities within the Philippines have already signed up for. It's not deployed yet, but hopefully in the next couple months that's coming out. In addition to, the IATF is trying to deploy their app called Stay Safe, which does. You have to understand, in the U.S., we don't want a lot of government in our lives. So the apps that they're going to develop in the U.S. have to do with you making personal decisions. The government can actually get a hold of the information. That's not a problem.
Yes, Scarf.
Here,
Yes.
everything is being driven to making sure that the government knows, as well as the people around you know, and so the app, the app becomes a little bit more complicated.
Yes, Sir Kevin. By the way, what is the reaction? Have you
Does that make sense?
presented this NOVID app in the United States? Because as we know, the U.S. is number one all over the world in terms of COVID-19 positive and COVID-19 casualties. Sir Kevin. Sir Kevin?
Well, Professor Lowe is the mathematician, the professor at this university. Yeah, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Sir Kevin. Pag-check lang yung linya na.
Okay, anyway, Professor Lowe is the actual mathematician.
Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, sir.
Anyway, I was talking to him the other day. We had a big conference call with him the other day. He's a mathematician, and there's a bunch of technicians behind him. They're not real good at marketing. They're not real good at getting the information out to the public and educating the public on how to use that information. So we've taken it upon ourselves to take this information and start a campaign to show people, first of all, that it's available and how to use it and how it's going to help improve the safety of them and their families and the people around them. So right now, actually starting today, we've got an email campaign. It's all free. We're going to be sending it to all the governors in a lot of the major cities here in the Philippines that this is available. Now, obviously, it's up to the governor, it's up to the whomever, whether they want to use it or not, or whether they want to wait for an IATF-sponsored app. It might be, several months down the road. That's what they told us. But right now, people need to know what's going on around them.
Yes, Sir Kevin. Thank you very much for the time. By the way, you are the CEO of this company called uh, cybersecurity.
The digital defenders.
Yes, cybersecurity defender. What does your company do specifically, Sir Kevin? Digital Defender Cybersecurity Solutions. Sir, go ahead. Go ahead, Paul.
Right. We help people protect themselves in the digital world. We also help them and companies and governments protect personal information. We also have a training initiative. Right now there's 75,000 job openings just in the U.S. having to do with cybersecurity and data privacy. And we're starting a campaign to be able to teach Filipinos cybersecurity tools and data privacy tools and be able to certify them. We're a certifying agency. And then we're getting manpower agencies to be able to send these certified people to areas of the world that need them. We have 75,000 openings just in the U.S. alone. The average cybersecurity expert in the U.S. earns over $100,000 a year. A data privacy expert earns approximately $140,000 a year. So we're trying to get the word out that if you want a degree, and this is not 4 years, this takes a couple of weeks. You have to pass some tests. We certify you, and then hopefully you can fill some of those jobs that are available today, right now, in the U.S.
Okay. Sir Kevin, I'm sorry. Napuputol yun.
Now,
yes, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Sir Kevin, go ahead.
In a couple of years, we've been told by the National Privacy Commission they're going to start implementing the data privacy law, which will include cybersecurity here in the Philippines. In 2012, the Philippines led the world with RA 10173 and RA 10175, two laws that the rest of the world has copied. The rest of the world has implemented some great Filipino laws, but we're waiting for the Philippines to get on board with their own laws.
Okay. Sir Kevin, thank you very much for your time. And as I said yesterday with my interview with Mr. Ed Casulia, our world needs people like you who give everything selflessly without a price, for free, and this technology for sure will save a lot of lives, especially about this COVID-19 pandemic. Sir Kevin, we are being listened to by millions of listeners nationwide, worldwide, and you are being watched through Facebook Live by millions of viewers around the world. Maybe you have a message, Sir Kevin, to people around the world, especially with your very timely and very important discovery.
Well, first of all, I've been living in the Philippines for 12 years. Filipinos are the kindest, most compassionate, and smartest people in the world. And I travel around the Philippines telling Filipinos how great they are. And I was referring to how well the Philippines is doing with COVID-19. 700 deaths and 100 million people. The U.S. has 300 million people and over 60,000 deaths. If the numbers were comparable, if the U.S. was doing what the Philippines is doing, that means that the U.S. should have 2,100 deaths, not 60,000 plus. And Filipinos don't know that. You know, you compare yourselves to each other, but when you start comparing yourself to the world, I wish, Filipinos are very humble. It's time to stand up, and you're doing great. And I have a whole cadre of Filipinos that are now experienced and taught and certified in cybersecurity and data privacy. And they're doing a great job. So my message is, we can help you. DigitalDefenders.com. That's our website. There's a lot of information on there. There's new information that goes up there every day. And keep at it. The Philippines is well, and it also has the most beautiful women. Filipinos are the most beautiful women in the world. And I married the most beautiful one.
Sir Kevin, thank you very much and have a good day and God bless you.
Take care, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yan mga kaibigan, ang nakapanayan po natin, bigatin po.